Welcome, everyone. It's interesting that we're talking about fear today because just yesterday, uh, four of us were having lunch together and we asked each other this question: what are your fears? And as we went around the table, one of the people said, well, I'm anxious and fearful because of a health problem that I have. I look different. And so I think, well, will people like me because I'm different? I look different than they do. Then the next person said they were fearful, well, about money. Will they have enough money to do the things that they need and want to do? Then my wife Paula said that she responded that the first time that she ever played music in front of an audience at 64 years old, I might add, in front of a big audience, the very first time she was scared to death when she was up there on the stage. And then for me, it was I remembered a situation, and some of you that know me know that I was attacked, and part of my ear was bitten off, and that was 40 years ago. And I still, when I go into a parking lot at night, I still kind of have that fear of, and I'm looking around on the parking lot, and so those are the types of, we all struggle with those types of things. Even Tana and I were talking earlier, and I was telling her that even on Saturday, I called my wife and she didn't answer the phone. And so 15 minutes later, I tried again, and she still didn't answer. 30 minutes later, I tried again, still no answer. So what happened? My mind went to, oh, did something happen to Paula? Oh, and nothing happened. Nothing happened to her, but it was like the phone was on silent. She was in a different room, but my mind went negative to be fearful that something might have happened to her. When we've been married for 50 years and nothing's happened to her anytime I've ever tried to call her and she didn't answer the phone.
Yeah, we all have this fear that gripping at us and stopping us from doing what we need to do. For me, for example, when early in my career, when I was a young engineer, I was afraid to raise my hand and share my ideas in a public setting. I was afraid that people would laugh at me. But at that time, there was a mentor. I had a mentor who was one of the highest ranking engineers in the company. And he was willing to mentor me. And he told me that, Tan, you are capable, you are smart, you have great ideas that you can share with other people. So I start speaking up in meeting. And at that time, whenever I felt like I'm afraid of speaking up, I would think of what he said. I would think, oh, this person is such a high achiever. This person is such an accomplished person. And yet he believed in me. So while I didn't believe in myself, I borrowed his belief in me. If he believed in me, that meant I must be capable, I must be smart, I must have something of value to share. So in time when we are so fearful, we were so, not able to believe in ourselves that we can do something. One of the technique is to have mentor, to have coaches who believe in us and borrow their belief until we could build the belief on ourselves. That's one of the techniques that I used earlier in my career.
That's great, Tana. And as you're saying that, it's a reminder to me that one of the people at lunch yesterday, when we were talking about fear, they said, "Oh, Mark, you don't seem like you're afraid of anything," which isn't true, but that's what was her impression of me. And then but as I thought of it, I thought, like you're saying, someone else believed in you. So I've been fortunate to be surrounded by people who encourage me, and so they lift me up and they give me courage by their encouragement of me, and like you say, because other people believe in you, and believe in us, that helps us to develop the confidence and courage that we need to do these things.
That's
Should
right.
should I share the letter that Paula wrote?
Yes, please do. Yeah.
So a few years ago, Paula, she wrote this letter to fear. She said, "Dear fear, I am resigning from my position in your company. I wish to leave because I have a new position in a company called Faith. I've learned a great deal working with you, but believe I'm in a rut. Since I desire to grow in my life and pursue my dreams, I hereby free myself from your tight grip on me. Please do not call me to entice me back. Sincerely, Paula Hemingway." So she
Awesome.
says she's replacing fear with faith,
Yeah.
which gives her confidence to go on.
Yeah. So Paula had we shared earlier that she shared that she have this fear of doing new things. And
Yeah.
so the a technique that she used is make a declaration that, hey, fear, you've been with me for so long. Now I'm going to resign from this. I'm not going to be an association with you. I'm going to choose faith. Faith in what I could do for myself, faith in the future, faith in what the possibility of what good could come out of this. So it's a second technique that we would like to share with you today to help us overcome our fear. Choose the faith over fear and write a letter, declare a statement, how you're going to separate from that fear. And another thing that you and I talk very frequent is the fear of public speaking. And in
That's right.
fact, the study have shown that the fear of public speaking is the second fear in all the population. It sometimes even ranked like the number one fear, even more than the fear of death itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's depend on how we look at the public speaking. It could help us overcome that fear. Mark, would you like to share some of your thought on that?
Yeah, sure. Let's pretend this bottle is a microphone. I was
Yeah,
telling someone yesterday, I said, when I first started speaking, if this was a microphone, my hand would be going like this,
that's right.
because I was thinking about, will people like me? Does my hair look okay? Are my clothes look okay? Do I look okay? And
Yeah.
and so my focus was on myself. But then when I realized, so now when I speak, it doesn't matter if it's in with 10 people or 1,000 people. I have confidence because I changed my mindset on that, because now I think about, I'm speaking to friends, and these friends need to hear what I have to say. This is going to help them. It's going to add value to them. And so I'm comfortable because I've taken the view off of myself and onto my friends, whom I and actually I love people. So I'm loving these people, and so that gives me confidence because I'm just talking to friends. We have confidence when we're talking to our friends, and our one of our mentors, Roddy Galbraith, he always says it's not about you. It's all about the audience experience. So when I think about the audience experience and my focus is on them, then that gives me confidence and peace. And the other thing that does is back in November, I spoke to a group in Vietnam, and one of the ladies that attended that day, she had ridden on a bus for 17 hours. And
Wow.
so, I'm thinking to myself, there are very few people I would sit on a bus for 17 hours to go hear them speak. And
Yeah.
here this lady has done this for me. So because of that, I need to give everything I have. I need to put effort into giving the best that I have. And
Mm.
so when I put forth that effort and I practice and things like that, then that also helps me to have confidence. And
Yeah.
then because I want to add value to that
Yeah.
person and give them the most
Yeah.
that I can.
And you also alluded to another technique, which is our technique number 4, which is practice. When we fearful about something, typically because it's a new thing that we have not done before.
That's right.
But if we could figure out just one small thing we could do, one small action we could take, one small step that we could do that nurture us in the direction of who we want to become, of what we want to do. And we practice, and the more we practice on that, the stronger our confidence muscle is built, and we get more comfortable doing it over time. It's the same with public speaking. It's the same with speaking in a meeting. It's the same with trying new things. If we keep pushing ourselves out of the comfort zone just a little bit at a time, we get more comfortable doing it over time.
That's right. Yeah. If we get outside of our comfort zone, then our comfort zone all of a sudden starts growing and developing.
Before we wrap up for today, I like to recap the 4 techniques that we share to help us overcome our fear. One is to borrow someone's belief in us. Seek a mentor, a coach, or a trusted person who believe in you, and borrow their belief until you could believe in yourself. And second is to write a letter or a statement to separate yourself from fear and choose to replace fear with faith. And third is to understand the why. Why are you doing this? Who are you doing it for? What is it for? When we understand the why, it gives us the confidence to do more than we could possibly do it on our own. And last is to practice. The more we practice, the more we exercise this muscle to help us build confidence. We may be afraid to try new things, but if we just urge ourselves or nudge ourselves to try one small new thing each time, to lean forward, to go a little bit out of our comfort zone each time, the more we get comfortable doing new things. So practice and keep doing that will help us build our confidence muscle as well. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
See you next week.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark.